Today I want to show you my Fall Capsule Wardrobe 2020 edition and show you how you can easily put together your own. Hello there, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to you as well. My name is Fernanda. Fall is officially here and I'm excited to transition into a new capsule wardrobe. I'm usually the kind of person who likes to hold on to summer until the very official last warm day, but this year I see the leaves starting to turn a little bit earlier, so I think it's officially time. Usually when I start putting together a season's capsule wardrobe, I like to look at what's going on in my life at the moment and putting the capsule together around those circumstances. I've said this many times before and I will say it a million times again. In order to be successful, a capsule wardrobe cannot be aspirational. It needs to be realistic and practical. In my particular case, we are still mostly staying safe at home, and while I have returned to work, this time I am working entirely remotely. So I wanted to build a capsule that would allow me to feel like I got dressed up for work and getting out of my house clothes, but still get me to feel comfortable when I'm at home all the time. Also for this capsule, I wanted to buy as little as possible. In the past, I would start putting together capsule wardrobes by going shopping first and then hoping that what I purchased would work with what I have. But what I have realized over time, and particularly this year in putting together these videos for you, is that working in the reverse works a lot better. And a lot of the times putting together these capsules in these videos has made me fall in love with clothes that I thought I was ready to part with. And since I'm hoping that by next fall we will not find ourselves in the same circumstances that we find ourselves in today, here's hoping. I did not want to spend a lot of money on things that I was unlikely to get a lot of wear out of. And if you are also interested in creating a wardrobe that you love without having to buy a million things to do so, then please subscribe. You can hit the diamond over here to do so, and I post new videos every Thursday. As usual, when creating a capsule wardrobe, I'm following my capsule wardrobe formula. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I will leave you a video linked in the cards up above, and make sure to watch that next, because this will all make a lot more sense after you watch that video. For me and for where I live, fall is a time when the temperature can change drastically between the morning and the afternoon. Because of that, I wanted to include a few pieces that I could easily layer so that I could adjust to the temperature depending on what I needed. So I'm going to start with this t-shirt. It's very thin and you've seen it before. This was included in my winter capsule wardrobe, but it's making an appearance again. As well as this top from my summer capsule wardrobe. It's just a plain white basic that I thought that I needed for the summer, but it's good enough to bring into the fall. The good thing about starting with basics like those is that those will just alone give you a lot of versatility with any of the bottoms that you include. In my case, those can easily be dressed up or down or worn to work or whatever occasion might present itself in the fall, and they give me a lot of versatility. For my capsules in particular, I like them to reflect the season that they're being built for. So for mine in particular, I look for elements in nature that I want to bring into my clothes, either colors or textures. In this case, I'm playing a lot with colors. So I'm starting to include this burgundy knit t-shirt. I guess it's just like a knit top. And it's great because it can be dressed up or down, but it's also reminiscent of those fall colors, which you're gonna see a lot of in this wardrobe. Moving on, I wanted to include some top options that were a little bit warmer so that they would give me some options as the season progresses and it starts getting colder. And playing with the color palette of fall, I wanted to include this knit top that I have in this beautiful yellow goldenrod type color that reminds me of the trees as the leaves change in the fall. So let's put that up there. And lastly, an option that is like the image of fall in my head, this plaid button-down shirt. I'm not even sure if it's plaid actually or tartan. I always get those two confused. So if you know, leave it in the comments below. But this is the image that I think of when somebody says like fall outfits. This is what comes into my head with probably like a floppy hat. And I don't really feel like wearing it much any other season, but for some reason I can't part with it. So in it goes. I've adjusted all the tops so that hopefully you can see them a little bit better. Moving on to bottoms. Bottoms is that category where I actually did need to do some shopping, more so out of necessity than out of real want. The truth is that before I shopped for this capsule wardrobe, I only owned 2 pairs of pants. A simple pair of jeans that you've seen me wear it like a million times, and the white-legged pair of pants that I bought for my spring capsule, which I'm actually wearing right now because I just needed to wear something on the bottom of my pants in case you saw my hind. Anyway, so for this capsule, I did buy 2 pairs of jeans that I'm hoping I can include in capsules in the future. First things first, I bought this charcoal pair of skinny jeans that are super comfortable. I think the material might actually be like a little jegging-like, but they look great and they're super comfortable. And I've been wanting a pair of gray jeans because I feel like it just looks so much better than regular blue jeans with a lot of the fall colors. So these were my first purchase. And second, a key basic that I actually did not own was just a simple pair of black pants. So I just went ahead and bought a pair of black jeans because I never have an occasion to wear actual slacks. I can wear casual clothes to work, so I'm including these. Next, I wanted to bring in a skirt so that I would break up the uniform of skinny jeans and a top, which I already see emerging up here. And I also wanted to bring more pattern and the colors of fall into my wardrobe. So I'm bringing back in this skirt that was from my winter capsule wardrobe earlier this year because the colors are perfect for fall, it's warm enough, and it also works really well with 3 of my top options. So this is a great option. And for my last bottom, I actually had my eye on this beautiful pair of like high-waisted, dark denim, flare leg, very 70s style jeans, which were fantastic. But after I purchased those pieces that I needed, that I knew I was gonna get a lot of wear out of, they did not fit into my budget. So instead, I decided to include this pair of blue jeans, which you've seen before and I already own, to make my capsule work. Let me know if you get me and you're also in a budget. Give this video a thumbs up. No budget shame on this channel. Moving on to layers. First, I wanted to include this chunky knit long cardigan that I've included in many of my capsules before because it's one of my favorite pieces, and also it's great for layering and it keeps me really warm in the fall. For this particular capsule, I found myself actually looking at the trend forecasting for this fall, which is not something I usually look at or take into consideration at all, but I guess I was just feeling a little bit uninspired and I wanted to see if I could get some ideas from that. And without really thinking that it would have an impact, it actually did, and it made it into my wardrobe in 2 different ways. First, a trend that I saw a lot was a lot of plaid or tartan or those kinds of materials. And I actually have this coat that I bought on a whim, which I usually never do, on a consignment store last fall. And it's secondhand. And I love it. I just think it's like so fun, and it's also really warm for fall, and it's a great layer. So I'm gonna include this in my capsule wardrobe so that hopefully I get more wear out of it than I have in the past. God, that was covered in hair. I hope you didn't see that. And also for this fall, another trend that I was seeing a lot is faux fur. I don't think I would ever wear real fur for many reasons that I'm not going to get into in this moment, but I also don't consider myself cool enough to buy faux fur, even though I do love the texture of it and like seeing that in an outfit. So this next piece has an interesting story actually. I don't know if you know this, but I work in the film industry, and a couple of years ago when we were wrapping out a movie, the wardrobe department had all of these clothes that they needed to get rid of, so they let the crew shop through it first before they donated the rest. And this coat was hanging in one of those racks. And I don't know what compelled me to grab it. I just was like, you know what? I kind of feel like I want something like that, but I don't think that I would ever bring myself to spend the money on something like that that I consider like out of my cool zone. So I was like, I'm just gonna grab it, and if I don't wear it, it's fine. I can donate it, and I wouldn't have spent any money. So for this capsule, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna include it and kind of force myself to wear it a little bit more, see if I can come up with creative ways to wear it while still making it look elegant and a little bit understated. And if it doesn't work, I can get rid of it, but this is my 3rd layer. I like the way that looks there. I'm curious to see what I'll end up coming up in terms of outfits for wearing that jacket, but you'll see it in the next couple of videos coming out. Moving on to shoes. When it comes to shoes for fall, my first thought is always booties, like ankle booties. When I think of my perfect fall outfit, I think of a skinny pair of pants, ankle booties, and like a long chunky cardigan, perhaps with like a floppy hat. So I wanted to include this brown pair of booties that I got in Mexico a couple of years ago when I went to go visit my family. And they're brown, so they go well with the capsule. I will put shoes there so that you can see them. And lastly, for shoes, I did go ahead and buy myself a pair of animal print flats. And this is so me, by the way. I think I've included animal print in every single one of my capsule wardrobes this year. And the reason why I like including pattern and print in a shoe like this is because even if you're wearing mostly solid pieces, like a lot of this capsule is, adding a shoe like this will instantly bring a little bit of texture and pattern and fun to the outfit. And I also like to include it in shoes because these are more versatile. I can wear this with a lot more pieces in my wardrobe than if I were to include like a pattern top, for example. That would not be as versatile as this pair of shoes. So in they go. And lastly, I wanted to include a special item into this capsule the way I always do. And in this case, I wanted something that would allow me to wear that skirt and even other pieces as the season got colder. So I decided to bring in as my special item these over-the-knee boots that I included in my winter capsule wardrobe earlier this year. which by the way need to be resold. So if you're in New York City and you have a recommendation for a good cobbler, leave it in the comments below because I could use it. And with that little shoe sculpture, there you have it. This is my fall 2020 capsule wardrobe. Let me know in the comments below if you're thinking of putting together a capsule wardrobe this season. And if you are, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to putting together a capsule? If you do like this one, then don't forget to come back next week because I will show you all of the outfits that can be put together with just these 15 pieces. If you do like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. It helps other people find content like this that they like. And if you're looking for more tips to create a wardrobe that you love, you can click on either of these two videos on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.